Hi, I'm Atali. I'm mostly in the moment, and I'm glad you're here with me. We're looking at the twin flame energies for the week of April 18th through the 24th. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Hello. I do weekly twin flame energy readings. And if you're coming back, hi, how are ya? How's that shadow work been doing? Yeah, a lot of shadow work, a lot of purging, but the purging is not like the little things that were coming up in the beginning of this year. It's like the divine, the universe pulled out the big guns and it's like, ready, here's the biggest issues that you haven't dealt with since we started this journey together. You know, it's like the big issues, the big guns, like the final test, the final push before the beautiful manifestation, before the beautiful positive new energies, the new cycle. So yeah, what a weird past week or two. But I know if you're watching this channel and you've been watching it for a while, you know what to expect. These little tower moments, these little bit of Dark Night of Souls doesn't feel as strong and as bad. You kind of might even accept it as like, hey, I accept this tower moment, I accept this Dark Night of the Soul, and you might have even enjoyed it because it feels good. Like, you know, you're getting a lesson out of it. You know, something good is coming. Something good is coming out of this darkness, out of this Dark Night of the Soul. Whatever big issue you had that you might have not dealt with before, or a big issue in the past that you're now dealing with. Addiction, ex-karmic, or a bad habit, spending issues, a past job, or just big issues that you had to personally deal with from the past are coming up. You know, something you might have blocked out when you were a kid is now coming to the forefront. Something that you might have not realized that you did in all your past relationships is now in your face, and you're like acknowledging it, recognizing it. Some big issues that you had about your self-image, your self-worth, your self-identity. Any big issue, you know, your parents, your family, your upbringing, your belief system, whatever big issue, these are the big guns that the universe is pulling out, is coming up now, because we're at the end. We're at the end of this, finally pushing out the purging. We had a little bit of purging throughout the year, but now it's like we're here. Manifestation, beautiful new energies, and just before you do, you get one more final test, or one more like last push, or last are you sure this is what you want? Are you sure you're ready for this kind of thing? All right, so what's going on with the twin flames this week? What's going on with the twin flames this coming week? Wow. Wish granted. Didn't I say we got the double card? Now we get the wish granted. It was that one last push, that one last, yeah, I'm sure I could even enjoy this one last tower moment, one last mini Dark Night of the Soul, because I know I'm going to come out of it very strong, happy. You might even enjoy working with your shadow self, you know? The things that you did when you feel like, oh, this is kind of a bad thing or negative thing. There's no such thing as bad or good, you know? There just is, you know? There's negative things that help you, that you need the dark in order to see the light, right? So now you get to see the light. Now you get a wish come true because you made it through. You pushed through that last bit of purging, last bit of negative or dark energy that you want to shine light on. That's beautiful. Now you get a wish granted. How beautiful. Just lines up, everything just happens. Wow, Wheel of Fortune, a bit of good luck, huh? That you were looking for, that good karma. You've been putting a lot of good out there, a lot of light. Light is wisdom, and just putting your knowledge out there, helping others with their awakening, with their twin flame journey, with their belief systems, or, you know, whatever red pill topics. You're helping others, and now you're getting that good karma back. You're getting that wish granted. It's time. It's about time that you get that beautiful manifestation, that beautiful good luck, just to show up on your doorstep, just show up in your life. It's here. It's here, finally. That last push was so worth it, because now you get some sort of actual physical manifestation of all that hard work you put in. Now we get that good luck. And I'm rolling up my sleeves because it's like, here we go. Now we're getting into it. Now we're getting into that good, beautiful, new energy. That's magical. That's magical. Okay, what does a masculine think about the feminine? How does the masculine feel about the feminine? How does the masculine feel about the feminine? At peace. Like they are daydreaming of you. They're thinking of you a lot now at work. You know, when they're bored at work, when they're just resting, sometimes they just like to daydream, like to take a second to just sit down and maybe get caught in the moments. Maybe they're thinking about things that they forgot about, that little sweet moments that they had with the divine feminines, little sweet conversations, little sweet moments embracing the divine feminine, little laughs that you had together, warm, cute moments that you had with the divine feminines. The divine masculines are thinking of these moments, and it's like just appearing in their head. It's just like, I forgot about some of these moments, some of the sweet, lovely moments I had with my divine feminines. And it's like, oh my God, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? But it came out in reverse. The Four of Swords clarified by the Four of Swords in reverse. So it's like they have some downtime. When they have downtime, they're thinking about the divine feminine, and they're thinking about all these sweet, cute moments, and it makes them want to jump out of bed and go running to them. You know, it makes them want to, it's motivating the divine masculines to get up and just make moves. That these little sweet moments that the divine masculines are thinking about in terms of the divine feminine, even how sexy they are, like sweet, cute moments, you know, romantic moments, you know, funny moments, cute moments, just all these little moments that are just popping up in the divine masculine's head just so much more consistently now, is making them want to get up and get out and go to the divine feminine. Is giving them the motivation to do something. Is giving them the time to actually think of a stable plan, an actual, like, logical, reasonable plan to go to the divine feminines. You know, the 4 is a number of stability, you know, actually applying these thoughts to form a plan to go to the divine feminines. So yeah, they're resting, and then that, when they are thinking of the divine feminines on those downtimes, is giving them the motivation to get going, to get up, and to go take action towards the divine feminines. So their feelings and their emotions are turning into a plan of action towards the divine feminines. How are the divine feminines feeling towards their divine masculines? How are the divine feminines feeling towards the divine masculines? Like, okay, there was like this, in all this releasing and purging and all this, yeah, we're tired of it. We've been doing it all year. We've been doing it all last year, like all this releasing and releasing and releasing. But there's this one moment or few moments this year that you just kind of release the masculines, release any expectations, release expectation of a certain kind of outcome, releasing what may come of the twin flame journey. That was earlier, right? Now it's like releasing the block of shielding yourself from hurt, in case, like, the masculine doesn't come through, in case this twin flame journey is just a joke, in case this is all just made up in my head. And you have this, like, kind of shield and block up, like, I can't admit that I love my divine masculine that strongly and that much, because what if this is all just a big joke and a hoax, and I hurt myself? I don't want to feel that heartbreak again. But I feel like divine feminines having a huge breakthrough recently, where it's just like, or are going to, where it's just like you break down that shield, that, like, wall that you put up to be like, I don't want to get hurt by my divine masculines in case they never come back to me, or this love isn't real, or they don't love me the same way. It's like you release it. It's like, I don't care. I love my divine masculine. And it feels so good to say it and admit it. I think I fell in love with him the second that I saw him or her. And it just feels so good. It's just like this release of just like, oh, I've been kind of putting up my guard for such a long time because I didn't want to get hurt. But now it's like, I'd rather love and lost than to never have loved ever again, ever at all. Now it's like you break through. It's like you've been sitting on this idea of I love my divine masculines, but there's a little bit of you that was kind of holding back. Like, I don't want to get hurt in case like this is all made up, and I don't want to, if they never come back and I never see them again, or if they don't love me back, or I don't want to get hurt kind of thing. But that is all released, and that bit of releasing, finally allowing yourself to completely and wholly love your divine masculine, which is also completely and wholly loving all of you, your divine and masculine and feminine part within you. You're accepting yourself and therefore accepting your divine masculine. Isn't that beautiful? And that is just like, now you can take, instead of holding back and just resting and just letting yourself finally come to that illumination, you finally got it. Now you can finally take step forwards towards union. And guess what? Beautiful things are starting to happen already, because you're a twin flame, because you're on a beautiful spiritual journey of self-mastery. So beautiful stuff is going to start happening in your life. And then also union. So on top of that, wow. So what is the divine masculine? What are they thinking about their divine feminine? Okay, very quickly. Yep, I want to get in my car and get to her or him right now. If I want to, like, literally, I'm thinking about them so much. I literally want to just jump in my car and just drive to them right now. In the middle of the night. I kept getting in the past few days, this is kind of like the general energy, but it can apply to also the Twin Flame Collective as well. But I kept getting the song that is, for me, the song of something strange and magical is happening during the night, during behind the scenes in the universe, like in the energetic realm. There's something strange and mysterious happening, and I've been getting that for the past few days, and even today, that something magical is happening in the night behind the scenes. Something magical, something that a higher power is in charge of. And it's like the divine masculines are just getting this feeling that they just are being drawn to the divine feminines, that they physically want to just get into the car and drive to them, or physically get in there. Even if it's not the divine feminines, they're just feeling this urge of driving somewhere that the divine feminine is going to be. They're just getting these signs and synchronicities like crazy. They're getting thoughts about the divine feminine like crazy, like overdrive. Their mind is in overdrive. Their heart is in overdrive about thoughts and feelings about the divine feminine, that it just makes them want to like get in their car and go. They just want to drive to the feminine. And I feel like they're not, this is like them finally completing their hermit cycle, completing their, like the divine feminines, they went in, they realized what they needed to realize. They were made aware of what they needed to be made aware of. They were awakened to any thoughts and feelings that they needed to. They got the wisdom, they got the download, and they sat with it, they thought about it. Now they're ready to make their move. This is the last part of that hermit mode. It's like they went in, they sat in silence, they got the wisdom of that the silence gave them, and now they're ready to put that into use. Now they're ready to take action. Now they're ready. They took the time to relax and think about these thoughts and feelings, and now they're ready to get up and go. They're ready to get out of hermit mode and go. Wow. Divine feminines, how are they thinking about their divine masculines? So the Seven of Pentacles, I'm getting both ways, upright and reverse. It's kind of like this moment where everything is converging, like a lot of things are happening. This has been coming up in a lot of my readings this week also, where we've been kind of, if you've been on the spiritual twin flame path for a while, like you sometimes walk the path of like the spiritual path, take moments to go on nature walks, take moments to find out what your passions are, what your gut is telling you to do in your life, working on yourself, self-mastery, being kind to others, taking moments to refill your own energy before you go out and help others. But then also the other path you're walking when you're with friends and family who aren't awakened, when you're out in public, when you're shopping, when you're dining out and you're around people who are not awake, and you kind of have to fit in and you kind of have to be on their level and kind of not just bombard them with spiritual ideas and like these awakened ideas, and you kind of just have to take it like at their level and where they're at. And most of them in the friends and family circle aren't as awake, and they don't like talking about spiritual things because it kind of makes them feel uncomfortable. So it's like you're walking these two different lines, but now I'm getting the feeling that it's going to turn into one. So instead of living this kind of like double life for twin flames, it's like converging into like one life, one beautiful, ultimate, highest and best path that you can walk down, where you don't have to be kind of one way or the other. You can just kind of live as one person, on one path. Yeah, see, a very highly intuitive path. So I feel like the divine feminines and the feminine parts of the masculines are now realizing that they can live a life where they can interact with both, awakened individuals and unawakened individuals at the same time. You can work with your masculines, divine feminines, in a way that is like comfortable for them, because of course the divine feminines are the ones that hold the more feminine energy, therefore can connect to the higher spiritual realms more easily. And the divine masculines are just like getting there and like can connect to the spiritual realm, but they can connect with the physical realm much more easily. So the way you're being patient in the way that the divine masculine comes to you, and the way they explain things to you, the way that they connect to the divine, you're there might be more philosophical, where you're more like spiritual, and you're kind of combining the two. You're kind of open to wherever the masculine is, and open to meeting them where they are, because they're putting in the effort, they're putting in the energy, and they've evolved. The divine masculines have evolved. The collective has evolved. So you're more willing to remember what it was like when you were at that point, and when you first came through, to that idea for the first time. So I think it's important for the divine feminines to remember that the divine masculines, and the masculine energy in the collective need a little bit of patience when it comes to that word patience. But like now it's exciting, because like they're willing, they want to talk about this stuff. They want to talk about the twin flame journey, or why they feel this connection towards you, or what do they feel about doing a joint soul mission. And they want to talk about these things, but they're at the pace that they can, and in the language that they understand. So the divine feminines are excited and willing to work with the ideas that the divine masculines have, which is beautiful, because part of it is going to be, how do I make a life with you in the physical, right? And this is one of the steps, is the belief, how they say, like, when you're coming together with a romantic interest, we are trained to go how they look, how do they think and work, then do I love them, and then do we get along together spiritually, when it should be we get along spiritually. We have a strong bond, a connection. I just feel that connection. We are meant to cross paths. Then I love this person. This person brings the love in me, makes me love myself, and makes me want to love them too. And I receive that love back from them. And then, we have similar plans, and thinking about having similar goals in terms of family, in terms of living, in terms of career and money, lifestyle. And then you fall in love with the other person's physical body, and then, making love. And it's a different kind. This is like, the way we have approaching relationships is completely backwards in the way that we should, as a conscious being, as an evolved being. We should be having relationships in that other way. The physical action of the divine masculine to the feminine. I want to start this adventure. I'm excited. I feel like a little kid. I want to just jump into the adventure. I just want to run off somewhere with the divine feminine. I just want us to, have a weekend trip. I just want to just bump into her and just go in the flow. Whatever happens in the moment. If we find a restaurant we like, just go in there. If we feel like taking a road trip for a weekend and taking a few days off of work, just spontaneity. I feel like the divine masculines are feeling this spontaneity, this young, adventurous feeling of just, I want to just take the divine feminine and go. I just want to have fun with her. I just want to enjoy time with her. I just want to have adventures with her, just in the moment, just living it up. Wow. We definitely have a clear indication of that too. Like, they just want to jump in the car and jump on the plane, jump on the boat, and just go. Okay, so again, I feel like the divine masculines have no concrete plan. They just want to jump in the car and go. There's no even like 2 of wands in between. We just have like the 1 wand and the 3 wand. We're missing the 2 of wands, which is like decisions, balance, partnership. So it feels like they don't even have a clue what they want to decide. They just want to decide it in the moment. And so I've been getting this, like, a lot of our manifestations for the twin flames are happening right now. And these are manifestations that we've been working on for a long time. But a lot of the, half of the manifestations are going to be in the moment. Like, when you meet your twin, or when you have these manifestations happen in your life, half of it is going to be decisions you make in the moment. Half of the manifestations are going to be decisions that you make in the moment. So, for example, if you've been manifesting a new house or a new place to live in a new city or something, that manifests, right? But then you wanted to manifest like the best like furniture, or maybe you finally figured out that you can move to a certain city, but now you gotta look for a place. So certain decisions you're gonna have to make in the moment. Like, you finally get on a date with your twin flame, or you finally bump into your twin flame, but then you have to decide in the moment, oh, should we go for coffee right now? So some of the manifestations are in the moment, and some of them that you've been working on for a while are coming right now. Yeah, so I'm getting like half of the manifestations are manifestations you've been wanting for a while, and the other half are based on decisions you make in the moment. So yeah, the divine masculines have no set plan. They're just excited. They just want to be spontaneous and just want to make a move. Just want to go on an adventure. Wow. Divine feminines, actions towards the masculines, communication, social media signs and synchronicities, something, email or text or a phone call, a flight, traveling, out of the blue. This is, a lot of fast moving action. Like, you just decided, oh, your friend invited you out on Friday, Saturday night, and you're just like, all right, yeah, let's go. And you bump into your masculine there, or, a really last moment kind of trip planned. It's like, hey, my friend just got out of a relationship and she wants to go to a warm, sunny place in a month. She's booking the tickets. Let's go. Yeah, sure, I'll come with you. Something just like really fast in the moment. And it could be communication, or it could be a plan that you don't know is going to lead you towards the next step of reunion, towards your divine masculine. Just really fast moving action. You're moving and you're just caught up in all that decisions, or your work is kind of crazy busy right now, so you're caught up in it, and all these like communications that have coming through. Maybe, yeah, I'm getting with the divine feminines finally admitting that, yeah, you're head over heels about your divine masculines, and you finally can admit it really openly. That I feel like that is being very strongly communicated to the masculines, either energetically or just in the way that you communicate with them. It comes off like they might even notice it, like something's different. They're saying things more nicely, softly, more understanding. It's just a whole different vibe. Your communication, divine feminines, takes on a whole different vibe. It's like a different energy, a more loving, more flirty, more like accepting. And it's because you're so in love with yourself and in love with love that you're coming off like different in the way you talk, divine feminines, the way you do things, and your daily tasks are just turned around. They're just more in the flow. I feel like you're just doing things as they come up and you just feel comfortable. It's like, all right, the natural next thing to do is this, and you feel happy doing it. it's just a nice energy about you, divine feminines. You're just in the flow and you're just going with it, and it's just providing more positive and more loving outcomes, you know, little by little. Okay, so what is up with this 9 of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune for the divine feminines and divine masculines, the twin flame collective? What is up with this wish granted right now? The moment is now that this wish is granted. Okay. Alright. So I feel like there are some big plans being made by each of the twin flames. Each of the twin flames are taking actions and making things happen in your life, and I feel like you're being rewarded for that, for taking a step in the right directions or accepting opportunities if they come up. Not being the one who just sits there and letting opportunities fly by. You're actually taking advantage of opportunities that the universe is finally giving to you. And I feel like each of the twins don't know that the other twin is making these big moves, big life moves, life-changing, positive moves. And I feel like, it's because divine feminine and masculines are being honest with who they are, what they want in life. And this is obvious to even your friends and families. It's like, wow, this person's different. They're standing up for who they are, what they want, and they're going after it. They're doing it. They know who they are. I wish I could be like them. They have something about them. Like, what changed? Like, they used to be this quiet, or maybe they were always used to be so rowdy and party style, or, you know, it's just like there's a sense of calm about this twin flame now. They just know what they want, and like your friends and family and your coworkers and people who live around you, they're noticing. They're like, wow, they know who they are in such a like strong, profound way that it's kind of something to be admired, twin flames, that you went through all that purging and spiritual work to be this strong individual who's making strong decisions about your life and not letting anyone else control your life. And people are admiring you for it. And I feel like even though I feel like the communication is between the twin flames isn't very clear or non-existent. For some, it's like the communication hasn't come in yet. For some, it's like not clear communication, or not the communication you would like. And I feel like it's not the time right now. It's like not the intention of the twin flame. It's not the intention for the divine masculine and divine feminines. It's not in the, even though they would like communication, it's not the top priority right now. Right now, they have big moves that you're making and big, beautiful manifestations coming into your life. So the thought of talking to your twin flame is like in the back burner, because like if it happens, it happened. That's great. But right now, I have big things happening right now, and that's like another sign that like reunion is possibly happening, because you're so focused on your own life and being in the flow that, you know, usually when you have reunions, it's out of the blue. You don't expect it, while you're still caught up in other things and you're happy, living in the flow, living moment to moment, right? The divine masculines, yeah, they are definitely focusing on, wow. So not the Page of Swords, but the Queen of Swords. So they're definitely understanding how to approach the divine feminines. And they're really, remember in the last reading, we were really talking about how the divine masculines are taking their time to really approach the divine feminine in a way that she will receive the divine masculine well, because they don't want to mess it up. They don't want to be a young page anymore. They learned from their mistakes. They mastered themselves. They went in and they really thought about who they are and what to do, and they really know how to approach the divine feminine now in a way that they will be well received. And also that the divine feminine was telling them the truth. You know, they were telling the divine masculines in their own way that they love them, and they might have not understood it the way that the divine feminine was saying, but their actions, and now looking back, what they were saying is like, wow, how did I miss that? How did I miss that, you know? And they're trying to reciprocate to the divine feminines in the way that the divine feminines did in the past towards the divine masculines. Okay. And the divine feminines, that love card, like this is like self-love. You're giving yourself so much love. Divine Feminine is like, I love myself, I love who I am, and everything is going beautiful in my life, and that's why, and you're exuding that energy out to people around you. Like I got, like, before this I was meditating and I asked, like, what's some advice I can give to the twin flames today, and they said, I got the image of someone just putting their arms out and then spinning in a circle with their head looking up to the sky, just spinning like that. And I'm like, you see that in movies, and like, I don't know the last time I did that, but maybe when I was a kid, you know, stuck your arm out and like put your head up and into the sky, and just like, you know, maybe when the rain was falling when I was a kid or something, and just like spinning in a circle. And I was like, that makes sense, because that kind of makes me feel like, you know, like the confidence pose, like this Superman pose that you do when when you want confidence and you want to feel really strong. And like I do this before an interview, the Superman pose for like a minute, and it gives you confidence and the strength and courage to like go out there and do it. So I feel like the sticking your hands out, putting your face to the sky and smiling and just spinning in a circle, it gives you two things. One, it makes you feel like a happy child. It makes your inner child just happy. That motion, that movement, it gives you just this pure childhood happiness, that, you know, the happiness that children get, you know, when it's really a hot day out in summer and it starts to rain and you just put your arms out and you're just smiling, looking up into the sky. And second, it makes you feel like I have everything in the world that I ever need, and I'm so happy for it. You know, so it gives you that two feeling. So I did it after the meditation and it made me feel like a kid, but it made me so happy. It made me feel like I have everything in the world that I need, and I'm so happy for it. And I don't know any time I've ever done that except seen it in a movie or something. But yeah, I recommend doing that, and it's fun. Like, I'm 29 and I love acting like a kid sometimes, because it just makes me happy. And especially when, like, you know, I'm around someone, a friend or a coworker, and I just, you know, do something kiddish, childlike, just to make them laugh. It makes me feel happy, you know. So I feel like the Divine Feminine goes along with that feeling, is just that pure happiness, and you're spreading it to people around you, and therefore you're gonna get that back. You're gonna karmically get that love back from the universe, from your twin flame, from others around you. And I feel like that was a big thing that I had to say in this reading. Sorry if that took me a while to get to the point, but yeah, that was the point. That self-love is coming out into the open. Wow, and in a very balanced way. We've been waiting for it, right, Divine Feminists? We've been wishing for it, and our wish is now granted. We're getting everything that we wanted and we wished for, and we put our heart and soul and thoughts and emotions into. We're manifesting it right now, and we're feeling that self-love again. We're feeling the self-love again, and therefore that is going to be mirrored to us in our environment. We're going to get that love back from our environment. You're going to feel on top of the world, Divine Feminist. It's going to feel like you're sticking your arms out in the rain on a hot day and smiling at the sun spinning. It's going to feel like that. I can't explain that feeling better than that image. Okay, so what's coming up in the end of April? What's coming up in the end of April for Twin Flames? Yeah, this for me, the Seven of Cups in reverse, what's been coming up in the readings recently, is a feeling of the wishes coming into reality, into the physical reality. These wishes, thoughts, and emotions we've been putting in out there in our dreams, in our daydreams, in the energetic realm, is now coming to the physical plane, our physical reality. The Empress. Yeah, this card popped up before even the reading started, and I felt that too with the Wheel of Fortune, that, and the Four of Swords actually, that this is like the birth of this new cycle. And you know how I said, like, the end of the old cycle and the beginning of the new cycle kind of coincides for a while, and we had that last bit of punch, you know, with the last punch from the universe, the last, you know, the big guns being pulled out for the last push into the world. The last push into the world, and now we're birthing our new beautiful life with a wish granted. It starts off with this beautiful baby, whatever it is. It's, manifestation is finally being pushed out into the world. It's finally coming into this physical world from the energetic, the etherical realm. It's just finally being birthed in a way that's like, finally it's here. A little bit of exhaustion from all the work that you've done, but you took a time to relax. You took a time to love yourself again. And here we go. The divine masculines, heeding the words of the divine feminines from the past, are now ready to reciprocate that love, that all the things of the divine feminines, oh my goodness, all the things that the divine feminines have been saying, the reunion card. It's time for a change. It's time for that I say to the feminine back what they've been saying to me. It's time for a little bit of change. They had a little bit of inner conflict because they didn't understand what the divine feminine was saying in the past, but now they understand, and they're now ready to, like they have been remembering this week, to say to the feminines the words that the divine feminines have been saying to the masculines. They finally get it. They want to give that back in reunion. They finally want to make that change and give that back to the feminine. They finally understand what the feminines were saying in the past. I think the feminine didn't even know how much they were saying in the past, and the feminines even realized, like, oh my goodness, like I was showing a lot of love in the things that I was saying to the masculine, and the plans that I was making and the ideas that I was giving. I was showing a lot of love. Like, I didn't even realize how much love I was showing back then, But, oh my goodness, the Page of Cups, the divine feminines, receiving that love, giving out that love, receiving that love. Very flirtatious, childlike way, that childlike wonder. They say, like, there's no happiness like a child happiness, because you get jaded as you get older, but you can get that back. You can get that kind of happiness and bliss and joy back, and you are divine feminines. You are getting that love back. Yeah, see, wow, the Knight of Cups. So it just graduates. It just turns this little bit of flirting, this little bit of love turns into more love and more love letters and more words of love from your masculines, with a lot of confidence and with a lot of this is being equal, and like keeping back things that are maybe too, like how we have the devil energy, keeping back something that was negative that might trigger the other twin, that might that you learned and you grew from, how to be equal, to keep your, maybe you want to jump their bones and because they're just so damn sexy, but you want to hold that back, and you just want to, like, do it the right way. Start with a lot of love, start with a lot of words of love and affirmations and just joy and happiness and kid-like wonder and fun. All right, I hope you enjoyed that reading. It was so much fun. I'm so excited for the end of April. It seems like a lot of beautiful things are coming through that we've been wishing and waiting for, so I'm excited for that. I wish you so much love and light on your journey, and I hope you stay with me mostly in the moment.